According to the National Electrical Code, specifically Section 368.8b exception, bus drop cable must be supported by a listed means of support. It is important to note that bridle rings are generally not considered a listed means of support for this application. Approved methods for supporting bus drop cable include firstly, utilizing busway, secondly, implementing conduit or cable trays, thirdly, employing listed cable supports such as clamps, clips, and straps, and fourthly, making use of a messenger wire or strand. Several manufacturers and vendors offer approved support solutions for bus drop cable. These include Legrand, Eaton, Panduit, and Thomas & Betts. For a horizontal run spanning 100 feet between tension take-up springs with quarter bends, it is imperative to provide support for the cable at intervals not exceeding 8 feet. This support can be effectively achieved through the use of listed cable supports, or alternatively, by employing a messenger wire or strand. When addressing vertical drops, the cable must be supported both at the top of the drop and subsequently at intervals of 8 feet thereafter. Similar to horizontal runs, listed cable supports or a dedicated messenger wire or strand can be utilized to provide the necessary vertical support. It is crucial to ensure that all support methods employed are in strict compliance with the National Electrical Code and are specifically listed for the intended purpose of supporting bus drop cable. Doing so ensures a safe and code-compliant installation. A listed cable support is one that has been evaluated by a recognized testing laboratory and found to meet specific safety standards. These laboratories often include Underwriters Laboratories or Intertek, to name a few. These supports will be marked with the listing agency's symbol, indicating that they have been tested and certified. The listing ensures that the support can safely hold the weight of the cable and withstand environmental conditions. Messenger wires are high-strength wires that run parallel to the cable and provide continuous support. The bus drop cable is then attached to the messenger wire using appropriate hardware. This method is particularly useful for long spans, providing consistent support and preventing sagging. When using messenger wires, it is important to select a wire with the appropriate tensile strength and corrosion resistance for the application. Clamps, clips, and straps are individual supports that attach the cable directly to the building structure. These supports must be specifically listed for use with bus drop cable and installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. They come in various materials, such as metal or plastic, and are selected based on the cable size and environmental conditions. Busway, also known as bus duct, is a prefabricated electrical distribution system consisting of bus bars in a protective enclosure. It can serve as a support for bus drop cables when designed for that purpose. Busway systems offer a rigid and secure means of support, especially in industrial settings where cables are subject to physical stress. Conduit and cable trays are raceways that provide physical protection and support for cables. While not always necessary for bus drop cables, they can be used in areas where additional protection is required. When using conduit or cable trays, ensure that the cables are properly secured within the raceway and that the raceway is adequately supported. It is very important to always consult with the bus drop cable manufacturer's specifications and installation instructions. These documents will provide detailed information on the appropriate support methods and hardware for the specific cable. Adhering to these guidelines ensures that the cable is properly supported and that the electrical system operates safely and efficiently. Also remember to select the right support for the environment. Consider the ambient temperature, humidity, and presence of corrosive substances. In harsh environments, use supports made of corrosion-resistant materials such as stainless steel or coated metal. Ensure that the support method does not damage the cable insulation. Sharp edges or abrasive surfaces can wear away the insulation over time, leading to electrical faults. Use supports with smooth, rounded edges or cushioning materials to protect the cable. Properly spacing the supports is critical to prevent sagging and strain on the cable. Follow the NEC guidelines and the manufacturer's recommendations for support spacing. Too much space between supports can cause the cable to sag, while too little space can make installation difficult. Verify that the building structure can support the weight of the cable and its supports. In older buildings, it may be necessary to reinforce the structure before installing bus drop cables. When installing supports, use appropriate hardware such as screws, bolts, and anchors. Ensure that the hardware is properly sized and rated for the weight of the cable and supports. Make sure that the supports are accessible for inspection and maintenance. Avoid placing supports in locations where they are difficult to reach or where they could be damaged by equipment or personnel. Before installing bus drop cables and supports, thoroughly inspect the area for any potential hazards such as water pipes, gas lines, or other electrical equipment. Take steps to avoid these hazards during installation. Consider the aesthetic impact of the supports. In some applications, it may be desirable to conceal the supports or to use supports that blend in with the surrounding environment. Keep accurate records of the location and type of supports installed. This information will be useful for future maintenance and repairs. It is advisable to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or contractor to ensure that the bus drop cable installation meets all applicable codes and standards. These professionals have the knowledge and experience to design and install safe and reliable electrical systems. Training is essential for personnel who install and maintain bus drop cables and supports. Provide training on the proper installation techniques, safety procedures, and code requirements. Regularly inspect the supports for signs of damage or deterioration. Replace any damaged or deteriorated supports immediately to prevent cable failure. If the bus drop cable system is modified or expanded, re-evaluate the supports to ensure that they are adequate for the new load. When removing bus drop cables, carefully remove the supports as well. Avoid damaging the building structure or other equipment during the removal process. Always disconnect the power to the bus drop cable before working on the supports. Follow proper lockout-tagout procedures to prevent accidental energization. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves, safety glasses, and hard hats when installing or maintaining bus drop cables and supports. Use insulated tools when working near energized electrical equipment. Keep the work area clean and free of debris. This will help to prevent accidents and ensure that the installation is completed safely and efficiently. Dispose of any waste materials properly. Do not leave any trash or debris behind after the installation is complete. After the installation is complete, test the bus drop cable system to ensure that it is functioning properly. Verify that the voltage and current are within the specified limits and that there are no electrical faults. Document the installation process, including the type of cable, the type of supports, the location of the supports, and the results of the testing. This documentation will be useful for future reference and maintenance. Keep the bus drop cable system well ventilated to prevent overheating. Ensure that there is adequate airflow around the cable and supports. Consider using cable ties or other means to bundle the cables together. This will help to keep the cables organized and prevent them from becoming tangled. Regularly clean the bus drop cable system to remove dust and dirt. This will help to prevent overheating and extend the life of the cable. Use a soft cloth or brush to clean the cable and supports. Avoid using harsh chemicals or abrasive cleaners. When working on a bus drop cable system, be aware of the potential hazards of arc flash. Arc flash is a dangerous electrical explosion that can cause serious burns and other injuries. Wear appropriate arc flash protection when working near energized electrical equipment. It is imperative to follow all applicable safety procedures when working on a bus drop cable system. These procedures are designed to protect workers from electrical shock, arc flash, and other hazards. Bus drop cables are commonly used in industrial and commercial buildings to provide power to equipment and machinery. They are typically installed overhead and are supported by a variety of methods, including those discussed above. The selection of the appropriate support method depends on the specific application, the size and weight of the cable, and the environmental conditions. A thorough understanding of the NEC requirements and the manufacturer's recommendations is essential for a safe and reliable bus drop cable installation. Bus drop cables are a critical component of many electrical systems, and it is important to ensure that they are properly supported and maintained. By following the guidelines outlined above, you can help to ensure that your bus drop cable system operates safely and efficiently for many years to come. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards for electrical wiring and equipment. It is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technological advances and safety practices. It is important to stay up to date in the latest NEC requirements to ensure that your electrical systems are safe and compliant. In addition to the NEC, there may be other applicable codes and standards that apply to bus drop cable installations. These codes and standards may vary depending on the location and the type of building. It is important to check with your local authorities to determine which codes and standards apply to your specific project. Electrical inspections are typically required for bus drop cable installations. These inspections are performed by qualified electrical inspectors who ensure that the installation meets all applicable codes and standards. It is important to schedule an electrical inspection before energizing the bus drop cable system. In conclusion, safe and code-compliant bus drop cable support requires careful consideration of several factors, including the NEC requirements, manufacturers' recommendations, environmental conditions, and the building structure. By following the guidelines outlined above and consulting with qualified professionals, you can ensure that your bus drop cable system is properly supported and maintained.